What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Hi. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Good to be back. I took last week off for a little reset and also to show up on some other people's live streams. That was fun. But I miss this. You kind of get used to having that weekly flow of guests and interacting with the chat. And you know how I am when it comes to this community. So I'm glad to see everybody popping in. We have a special one tonight. I like when I have my friends on, since I've been in this YouTube movie BlueTuber collector community, it's been a lot of friend making, but when I get an opportunity to have a friend on that's a real life friend before all this began, it's special. So she's a portrait wedding corporate commercial photographer with clients ranging from Bubbly Water to Bass Pro Shop, Eddie Bauer, Alamo Drafthouse, for those of you that have Alamo Drafthouse in your neighborhood, and locally, Screenland Armor, our favorite movie theater here in Kansas City. On top of that, and more relevant to us, she is also an entertainment writer and TV critic, formerly working for Boom Howdy, now most recently working for Downright Creepy, and most of all, she is a dear friend. So I would like to bring to the conversation my friend, and soon to be yours too, Kelly Powell from Elements
Hi.
Studio.
What an intro.
I could have kept going on. We got time.
Stop.
We got
No,
time.
seriously. Stop. But if you want to keep going, you can. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you need it. You deserve it.
Stop. I'm really excited to be here, though. I'm happy to talk movies with you because, we both love them. So.
And it always seems like we get like these little slivers of time to talk movies. And it's like, why don't we just like sit down one day and just like vibe for a long time and just see where the conversation takes us when it comes to movies? Because I know you got some hot takes. And
yeah,
but you also put me on to some stuff that I wasn't aware of, or I'm like, damn, I forgot about that movie. I haven't seen that since.
I'm so excited to hear what I've turned you on to because I have some really ridiculous tastes, I think, sometimes.
Well, I was telling you before, the other night I was watching Dawn of the Dead, the OG version, because I got the second sight import, and that has like all 3 cuts on it. Mm-hmm. So I watched the extended Khan's cut, which I guess Argento directed that one, something like that. So, but it was nice. And then, every time I do see you, it's like you're hustling. You're always hustling. So it's like getting the opportunity to talk to you is like, oh, she's changing SD cards. Let me go over there and say hi or something like that. So
I know. I got, especially with COVID, because I think like that was like 10 years of everyone's life in that short amount of time. But
for real.
I know. I remember seeing, gosh, I was working at Alamo and it was like I don't even know which Star Wars movie was showing.
Oh my gosh. All I know is that you had seen it the night before and you were trying to convince me to go, and it was already sold out. And I was like, I'll see it eventually. She's like, no, but you should really go see it. And I think I ended up like in a handicap seat, and it was great. It was worth it. I kind of missed Drafthouse being here in Kansas City.
And then I think then the second time you were helping me out on my last gallery show that I did, and I was like, put this ball gag in your mouth and let me take your photo. That's what you get when you hang out with me.
Yeah.
And it was one of my most favorite portraits that I took. You looked so awesome.
Expect the unexpected.
Even with the ball gag in your mouth. So I appreciate you for helping me with my art.
I've been told that before, so thank you.
And then just most recently, so that was like that was probably in 2017. And then I haven't seen you since. And then at Panic Fest, running
I
around.
think no. We saw each other like here and there, like the first Friday or whatever, but it
Oh
was
yeah,
always like coming or going. But
yeah.
you know, I just by that comment alone, I'm excited to see not only who's in the chat, but the comments that's in the chat.
I couldn't not bring up the ball gag. Come on.
With that in mind, let's see who's joining us in the chat. We are never alone. We are never alone on this channel. All right. We got Brother Dell in the house saying, "What's up?" First in the house. Nice to see you. We got Monkey. I missed your intro, dude. He says, "To the one who loves wearing black in her safe space, contradicting her love for color." Somebody did his research. Who also feels lucky to call Kansas City, Missouri her home and came a long way since University of Central Missouri.
Yes.
But yes.
Well,
very
no,
good.
I mean, I got my master's at University of Missouri at UMKC, so not.
Then I stand corrected. The monkey knows better than me.
Yeah, University, well, UCM or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
I'm old. It was CMSU when I went there, so.
Good job, Monkey. Good job. We also got Johnny joining us. What's up, cool kid? Saying hi to each other. Yeah, Dal, you were the first one in here. Imagine that. No Holland, no Adrian. They're usually the first ones in here. What's up, Corey? Thank you for joining us. I always see him liking the stories and everything on IG. Appreciate you. There's Holland saying hello and hello to
I
K&K.
love the name.
Isn't it great? I love that name. I don't even care to know his government name. We're just going to stick with that. Everybody just calls him Holland.
It's so good.
Everybody just calls him that. We don't care what his real name is. Just roll with it. We got Tony P in the house from the Steelbook crew. What's up?
Hi.
We got talking Steelbooks. We got Movie Hunter 2020. Telling everyone to smash that like button. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. We got Melissa in the house saying good evening to all. What is going on? The other thing that you'll find on this channel is there is a love for women who love horror. So you're just continuing in the line.
I feel so welcome.
You are in the place to be.
Let's talk all things horror.
Especially with that baller poster behind you. I see it.
Yeah.
We got Lance Jackson. Always like to tell me what he's watching. Finishing up Fat Albert. Going to watch Maleficent. Okay. Enjoy your summer vacation. Oh, Fat Albert. Fun. Let's see. There's Adrian James. It's always Hollow Notes, Adrian James. Always the first one in. Except tonight. We got Ryan saying, missed a bit of the conversation. We're just getting the party started, my man. Come on in. We got Tiana, another horror movie lover.
Let's be friends.
Up in Canada. Also some Muppets and Muppets from Space. Good choices. Everyone saying hi to each other. And here we go. Thank you.
Hey,
I must thank you for that.
You know, I still have the images, so.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Yeah. You know what? I was happy and proud to be a part of that. So,
well, thank
truth
you.
be told, anything to support you. Horror version of I Was a Teenage Abomination is coming. It'll be called Amity, Blood, and Abomination. Oh, interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, I'm sure that's regarding the ball gag. This is a good story. Yeah, you welcome to one of our personal conversations. This is how I do it with this one over here. Yeah, now we have to see this picture.
Okay, I can make dreams come true, guys. I can make dreams come true.
Hey, make some financial gain out of it for both of us if you're going to do that.
All right. Only fans coming your way.
Oh, look at this. TMI. Let's get this party started. Bang. And a ball gag, apparently. Okay. Why are you telling his government name? Great. Now everybody knows he's on that show. Great. That's right. Melissa's another horror girl. They're a horror couple. Her and Eric are a horror couple, which I just adore them. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Culture Trini, salute my friend. What is up? He's another Trini, just like me. And And now my window is stuck. Let's see. Oh, we got Mika, another horror lady in here, coming in late, but curious what I missed with the. I'll tell you later, Mika. I'll tell you later.
This makes me so happy.
Okay.
We don't even have to talk movies. We can just talk
about we can just
a ball gag all
You're worried
night.
About being comfortable? You just made yourself comfortable just by doing that. What's up, Cody? Remind everyone to roundhouse kick that like button. Appreciate you, my man. All right. So I think I'm up to date. The way we normally do this is we start with a non-movie question or two. Then we get into the movie stuff eventually. And we end as we always do with the 5 takes, which you should be ready for.
Okay.
So let me see. Can I show the website?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Let's start by doing a little screen share and showing your lovely work. I think I'll blow you up a little bit. No, you know what? Let's blow up the site a little bit.
Yeah.
We want people to see
my
the work.
face. It's fine.
Well, we want people to see the work because, I mean, on here you have a lot of personal and portrait work, but the one thing I always liked about your style, whether it's outside or within the studio, is your control of light. And that's, you know, from one photographer to another. While we're looking through this, this is Element Studio here in Kansas City. Tell us how you got your start. Did someone put a camera in your hand? And we'll go from there.
Well, are you guys ready for this magical story? So when I went to college, I was actually an illustration major, and I was drawing and pen and ink and graphite, and like that was like my go-to. And I did a year of that, and I had a friend that was like, "Hey, I took this photography class. You should do that." And I was like, I really have no interest in photography, like at all, at all. And, but I was looking for a class to fill my schedule, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll take a class. And, I don't know, like I just fell in love. Like when I started, in 2004, I was in the dark room, like every day. I liked how immediate, the medium was. And I realized that, like, as much as I loved being an illustrator and drawing, it was kind of isolating. And if you don't know me, I'm very social and love people. So it was like hard. And so when I got into photography, I don't know, it was just a way to interact with people, create art, have this immediate like response from the people I was shooting, being in the dark room. Like I loved being in the dark room with like my fellow classmates, stuff like that. But and then 1 year into being in the dark room, my professors were like, "Hey, digital cameras are coming out. You need to get one." And it was like a $2,000 2-megapixel digital camera, and we were like, "What is this?" Those were the days, you know. And so I guess that would have been in 2004, 2005, which isn't that long ago, which is like crazy. But
it's amazing.
Yeah. And so it just like, I don't know. I went to school in Italy. I got to study abroad. I got to like travel over Italy and like take photos. And I was like, I think I can make a go at this. And so I worked for another studio for a couple years. And then when I went to Africa and worked on a documentary in Sierra Leone about the Blood Diamond Wars, the recovery efforts over there. And it was like life-changing, as something like that would be. And I got back, and I was like 24, knew nothing about business, but I was just like, I'm going to take this like opportunity. And I just like made the leap. And so I've been doing it for like the last 16 years not by myself, but like working for myself. And it's been hard. It's been rewarding, and it's, a lot of sleepless nights, but it's, I can't imagine doing anything else, honestly.
Yeah. And so. It's so weird because it comes to you so naturally. When I see you working, it's like, she's a natural. It's hard to think that you ever didn't do this. I have to say, wait. I got to stop right here because
Okay.
this is still my favorite series.
Oh,
Because right there, that looks like a still because he's
yeah.
holding her. So right there, that's the spot right there.
Yeah.
When it just drags across
Well,
the
and it's
ground.
given me the opportunity to meet and work with some incredible people. These two, I mean, they're just like perfection. Um, Annie and David, I mean, they are part of the Quixotic team now too, and they are amazing. And I don't know, I'm just really grateful. I get to work with amazing stylists. I get to work with amazing producers. I get to work with just amazing clients, like, you know, personal, commercial, like all of that. And so I get to, and I even love like when I have to go shoot a science conference. A couple summers ago, I did a 4-day conference of the American Dairy Science Association, and they made me sign an NDA.
Oh my God.
And I was like flattered that they thought I knew anything that they were talking about because it was going over my head. But I was like really kind of just happy to be in front of like around a bunch of really huge brains. So I just get to do a lot of things that I wouldn't normally get an opportunity to do. So, yeah.
Now, just in our personal conversations, we used to work together, so we had a lot of downtime to have conversations. You've spoken to me both personally and professionally about Sierra Leone, but I've never heard anything about Italy.
Yeah, so I just that was like it was a program that through the photography department that we got to do, and we were there, and it was like, I don't know, it was just like they were like, well, the program is you just travel around Italy, you take photos, you drink wine, you go to museums, you see art, you get to hang out with people, and I was like, don't threaten me with a good time. I aced it. But it was a really cool opportunity. I mean, I had traveled abroad before, but it really gave me an opportunity to, I don't know. It's like one of those things that like, I am not a photographer that has a camera in my hand constantly. I wish I was, but I'm just like not, because it's like, I just am not. And, but I think back to that time when I was in Italy and having the camera in my hand all the time, and it made me look at situations differently, look at light differently, look at like scenarios and scenes and stuff. And it really did help kind of shape like how I shoot now, just like being able to like catch something on the move and stuff like that. So
it's like your eye becomes a lens.
Yeah.
And it's like you're always thinking in terms of aperture and depth, and is there enough light around here, especially when you're shooting outside the studio, because that's so uncontrolled.
Yeah.
And you just have to capture all that.
Yeah. And I think that too, when you said that you like how I control the light, I mean, I think that the way that I shoot, I often shoot in a very cinematic fashion. It's just because of my love for movies and the way that that movies are done. And I see that, and I see shots, and I'm like, God, how do they do that? And then I'm like, okay, and then I'm in the studio and I'm like creating scenarios and scenes and stuff like that. So I think my style very much comes from just like my love of movies and just seeing how stuff like that, stuff like the movies are done.
Yeah. Even though these days it's mostly videographers, it really makes you wonder what a DP is like on a set. And, just going back to what you were saying, using your eye almost like a lens, like you're looking around or you're looking at the set and you know what the director wants to capture, but you also have an eye for what you see and what you want to capture as well. So it's amazing. It really is. Couple of comments and questions. I'll give you one guess what they're still talking about. Tonight's conversation's about KB and his ball gag fetish. Well, correction, Johnny. The show is never about me. It's always about my guests and the conversation I get to have with them. But we'll just continue
should I even
from
just
there.
tell them what the show is about, or just so?
No, I think it's better with the mystery.
Okay,
I think
that's fine.
it's more.
I like that better. That better. I just want people to imagine you with a ball gag in your mouth.
Some people have.
That's all I need in my life.
Just to repeat some of these, I flashed them up while you were speaking, but Melissa says your photos are
Thank
absolutely
you.
stunning.
Thank you.
Mika says great photography, love the visuals.
Thank you.
Of course, we have movie fans here, so they hear Blood Diamonds and they think Leo.
You know, I've never seen that movie. I've never seen that movie. It came out the year that I went there, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it on purpose going in. And honestly, I don't think I could watch it after being
No,
there.
because you lived it.
It's hard to talk about sometimes about like the amount of stuff that we saw and like
Yeah.
and you know, I think what made me start working for myself was I was working for a studio and my boss was like an absolute nightmare. I mean, it was awful. I mean, I had a pit in my stomach every day going to work, and it was like, I am doing something that I love. I'm doing photography, but I'm going to this place that I just like can't stand to be in.
Yeah.
It was just not good. And then I got this opportunity to go to Sierra Leone and hear all these stories and see the devastation and hear people about like, you know, the amputees there, orphans that lost their whole families and like all this stuff. And they were still smiling like every day. Like every day was the best day they'd ever had. And I was just like, I got back and I just like had to reevaluate like what I was doing. And I was like, you know, I'm not going to be unhappy every day. Like there's no reason for it. And so literally 6 months later, I made the leap and was like, I'm just going to try this, see what happens. I don't know.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes, Johnny says,
Thank you.
your work looks amazing.
Thanks.
And then the jokes continue. Not at my expense, though. It says, didn't know tonight's guest was Vicky Bale. To which Johnny says, stop the press. Who is that? I say that every time I see her, Johnny, so you're not alone. Mika has a question. She said, what has been one of your favorite things you photographed besides me with the ball gag? You know?
Yeah, well, of course. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, there's been life-changing events like Sierra Leone. That was a life-changing event. So the people that I got to meet there, but some of my favorite things that I've shot were the ball gag series because it people were very vulnerable and they trusted me with their stories, and it takes a lot to look directly into a camera without a ball gag in your mouth, and I had 40 people do it and tell their story. And I also do a lot of conceptual work, and so being able to like set up a scene of a moment in time and have friends and family play these characters that I have in my mind and then like take their photo, those are always really fun too. So it's like a mini set that we create, and I just kind of give them this like basic story of like, this is what I'm thinking, and you know, try to set the scene for the character. And so any of my conceptual work has always been, you know, some of my favorite, and my art projects, which I don't do enough of, but I need to get back into that. So it's kind of like a vague response, but it's like when you've been doing it for 16 years and you shoot everything, it's just like, there's a lot.
But the one thing I must say is you always make it a fun environment, whether it's playing music or talking before, after, whatever. It's like you set the mood so that the person is, whatever page you need them to be, you're on that page before them, and then they just feel like they're joining you. So if you need them to be silly, you're already being silly. If you need them to be serious and you're setting a motif, you've already done so. You've already made that shift. So as a subject, I always appreciate that.
Well, thank you. I mean, first and foremost, like I am a complete dork, and I'm ridiculous, and
we got to stick together.
Yeah, you know, and I think that like getting your photo taken is it can be very stressful. I mean, I you know, for a long time was doing a lot of boudoir. I was shooting a lot of naked people, and I think that like one of the things that I really prided myself on was having someone come in and like being very reserved, very just like not just uncomfortable. And then by the end of the day, like just having full on conversations with me with hardly any clothes on and like not even thinking twice about it. Cause it's like, I know how, it can be really intimidating. So I just want everyone to be comfortable. And like, if I need to like dance or do something stupid, I will. I don't care.
The music helps. Music helps.
Yeah, music does help for sure.
That's a big thing. The music definitely helps. Let's see who else we have here. We got Katie popping in from Poppin' Popcorn saying hi. Hello. Italy is definitely on our bucket list. Beautiful imagery, I'm sure. Yep. Sean C is in the house, stopping by to say hi. Thank you for stopping in, Sean. Ryan comes back and he says, non-joking time, do you do anything with vintage equipment or old-timey photo techniques?
So I don't like with equipment, but I did for a long time. I did a lot of cyanotype or Van Dyke printing, which is like cyanotypes are like the blue. It's just all blue. So it's like these chemicals. You process a negative, and then you paint chemicals on a watercolor and expose it to sun. And then really the way that you expose the image is through vinegar and hydrogen peroxide, and you get these beautiful blue tones. And it's like one of my favorite alternative processes. But
you literally put it through vinegar syndrome.
Yes. Yeah. So I love alternative processes and stuff like that. I haven't shot film in a really long time.
Me neither.
But I love it. I love the way it looks. And it might be something that I get back into. I was super into Polaroid and Polaroid transfers, but then Polaroid stopped making the film for the longest time. And now it's a lot different. So like Polaroid transfers are a little bit more difficult, but I haven't really gotten into that either. So I have a little Instax Polaroid film that I give to my almost 5-year-old, and he runs around taking photos and stuff like that. So that's fun. But vintage equipment, stuff like that, as much as I would love to be into that, I'm not. I haven't used it in a long time.
We're going to come back to that little one. It's true that taking your picture can be stressful. It often requires vulnerability. Yep. When someone is able to be fully open is when I think you're able to capture some magic moments. Very true, very true, very true. Do you look at most social media pics with a critical eye or just let it slide?
Like other people's photos or like my own?
I guess other people's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not with a critical eye at all. I mean, most of the time I'm just like in awe of like what other photographers out there are doing. And there's some like really, really beautiful stuff. And I think when I see a photo that I love, I'm instantly like, where's the light source coming from? Breaking it down immediately. Like, how do I do this? Yeah, which is hard to do when you're watching movies too.
Is that at Kelvin 5500? Where is it coming from? What angle? What direction?
Yeah.
Is that a key light or a film?
Yeah. I just can't enjoy the image, right? I got to figure out how they've done it. It's the same with movies too. It's like
it's like you don't want it to be good because you find yourself turning critical and turning technical.
Yeah.
Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, I had to go and see it again just to turn off my technical brain and just enjoy the movie, because I was going back and forth between video, audio. When the Batmobile first came on and it was like rumbling everything, I was like, okay, how low is that LFE? It's stupid things instead of just like, hey, dummy, enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Enjoy the movie. Let's catch up a couple more comments, and I have my next question. Johnny, it's like pulling teeth trying to get me to have my picture taken. You know what I had to do, Johnny? And this is going back, almost 14 years. I had to pick up a camera and take a shot of myself. Before they called it selfies. Take a shot of myself daily just to get comfortable being in front of the camera, because I was so used to being behind the camera that I couldn't imagine it being turned on me. And it was, I joined a online group and everything because I was so dedicated to it. Sometimes it'd be 11:59. I'm taking a picture of like my arm or my foot just to have something for the day. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I do too. Yeah, for sure.
Melissa, when I did my boudoir, it took a few minutes to let go, and oh my God, the pictures are just gorgeous. I will cherish them.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did
You go,
one.
girl. You go. Yeah, that is awesome. Very true. Um, I want to look back and show my grandkids and say I was hot. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Since you mentioned my little friend there, my next question is, tell us what's the best thing about being a mom.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was totally freaked out when I found out that I was going to be a mom. Anyone that knows me
I
knows that I
remember.
was just like, I freaked out. I think I said, I was 34 and I was crying and I said, I'm too young. And my husband was like, you're 34 and you're married. And I was like, you're right, I'm too old. And he was like, what is happening right now? And I was like, I don't know, I'm freaking out. But my son, he's so awesome. He's like, I think just watching him discover new things, like tackle new things, like, one day he'll be scared to do something, and then the next day he decides that he's gonna, tackle whatever it is, whatever fear it's gonna be, and he's hilarious. And so, um, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just like just watching him explore and seeing the way that you know um the world that he sees. Also, it's a lot. One of my friends says it's hilarious to watch me because when he gets in trouble, he's like, you do realize that you're just like yelling at a mirror, right? He's exactly like you. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
That makes it harder.
Yeah. Yeah. Also having to like watch what I say because they're like little parrots. So,
Especially
but
when you're not used to doing that. You've never been used to doing that.
no. And yeah, he had a cussing problem there for a little bit, but we got that under control.
The 4-year-old cussing so much.
He was using it in the correct context though, so you can't be that mad.
Well, then that means that's good phonics.
Yeah.
That's good phonics.
But no, I mean, I think the best thing is just like, I don't know, once I figured out that I was like could keep a tiny human alive, which was like, I, just watching him grow and be excited about things, and so it's awesome. It's great.
You're doing a great job too.
Thank you.
All right. To bring it into movies, what have you already shown him that you wanted to, age appropriate, of course, and what can't you wait to show him?
Oh God. Okay. So here's the thing. I was scared of we can get into this later, but I was scared of everything when I was a little kid. Okay.
Same.
Everything. So I was like, I don't want him to be scared. But now I think that he's like been fully immersed, that like a healthy dose of fear would be nice, but like he's just like not scared of anything, right?
Nope.
So okay, so to ask me your question again, what has he seen?
Yeah, and what can't you wait to show him?
Oh my gosh. So I didn't really know if there was anything I couldn't wait to show. So probably my favorite movie of all time, I want like that we're going to talk about, but Ghostbusters. I can't wait for him to get into that. But another
Johnny is smiling right now.
But also I can't. So he's like a Pixar, Disney kid. Like he loves it all. I want to get him into Fantastic Mr. Fox, and another favorite, which this is going into our 5. But and then I absolutely love Godzilla, any monster movie like that. So the other day I was trying to get him into like the original Godzilla is like is a all-time favorite, but I was like, that's probably, I don't know if he would be into it. So I tried to get him into what was it? Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
And he was into it for a little bit. He was just like, well,
and then too much talking.
Yeah, not enough action. So I think like monster movies. I also put in Pacific Rim because I just love monster movies. Like
all those kaiju movies are great.
Yeah, I love those. I love them.
So I have to tell you, and I have to tell the chat that for the first time ever, I didn't prepare any questions for my guests because I just figure we're just going to go down this road and I'm going to look up and it's like 90 minutes later and it's already almost 40 minutes in. So I thank everyone for sticking around. You know, if you want to jet, like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, but we're just hanging out. This is how we do. Oh my gosh, Johnny says you better show him the 1998 Godzilla. We don't talk about that, Johnny. We really don't.
Can I tell you, one of my best friends, we went to go see that movie in the theater, and she cried so hard when at the end with Godzilla, and I was like, "What is happening? Are you crying because this movie is so terrible, or are you crying because Godzilla is dead?" Because I want my money back.
Johnny, just hold on to the fact that she likes Ghostbusters. Like that's her top favorite movie. You guys have that in common. What up, G? We got Garrett from Born to Be Red, which you indirectly met at Panic Fest, whether you know it or not.
Oh.
He was one of the guys I was hanging out. Not Justin, which I think you might know Justin with the blonde, luxurious hair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's local. But there was the young lady with us, Mel, and then he was the other guy.
Okay.
From a lovely group called the Rad Pack. So
Panic Fest seems like a fever dream right now.
It really does. And you know what? I've been to film festivals and afterwards, you know, I talk about it. I talk about what I saw, whatever. But like, I don't know what it was about this year that was just like, it was too short, but also in a way too long because I came back the following days. Like I came back the Monday and the Tuesday. I saw that Robert Englund doc that's coming out tomorrow. Of course, hanging out with Barbara Crampton, hanging out with Scout, hanging out with Chrissy Fox and, you know, the whole Bury the Bride crew and the whole Black Mold crew, Jill and all of them. You know, it was just like a lot at once and then it was over.
Yeah. It is. It's like a whirlwind every year. It's like we, you know, I'm Tim Canton, his fest, and Adam, like, you know, we're all talking about it, you know, and we all go to South by Southwest,
which is like just a big drunk fest.
Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah.
Oh wait, Garrett corrected me. Hold up. He was a tall, handsome one with the headband.
Okay, totally.
I was a tall, handsome one without the headband.
Yeah,
the
totally
Yankee fitted,
now.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
just to distinguish us.
You know, Tim and Adam put in like a ton of work for that, and you know, Tim is like working around all year long, and then we go to, you know, after the first of the year, we're like, you know, all, you know, helping out, work whatever we need to do, and then we go to South by Southwest, and then it's just like Panic Fest is, you know, right around the corner, and then it seems like, I don't know, it's just like it gets it's just crazy and it's so intense, but it's so fun, and like we don't eat, and I'm constantly asking Tim if he's eaten anything other than like, you know, nacho cheese and chips, but that's what I feel like I always do. But yeah, no, it's so fun. It's like one of the best, it's one of the best things in Kansas City. Really.
I knew the first day I had to eat, so when the pack showed up, we went down the road to Jefferson's and we ate something, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm ready. I guess that night, that was in Renfield, that was the night before. So they came in on the Friday, so that was Evil Dead Rise.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so I knew it was going to be a long day, so I'm glad we got some food and everything.
Yeah.
But my question about Panic Fest, I know you were working, you were hustling, doing a lot of stuff, but you saw a lot of stuff too, and you even wrote about some of it. So without personal bias, because I knew you knew some of the filmmakers, what was your favorite feature and your favorite short, if you saw any?
My favorite short was probably Prom Car. It was hilarious and I loved it. Feature. You know, I think I have to say, I mean, Black Mold was great. But you know, Sisu really caught me off
Yeah.
hard. It was amazing. It was like, I don't know. Like, I guess I just really didn't know what I was like getting myself into, and then we like sat down to watch it. And I was like, this is incredible. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I
obviously, like Evil Dead Renfield, that was great too. But I
yeah.
think Sisu just like really, I don't know, it was just really caught me off.
I when people were like telling me about it, and it was like, oh, it's like another John Wick. I was like, okay, that's like saying nobody was another John Wick. There has to be something that distinguish it,
Yeah.
from the other. And that was enough distinguishing to make me enjoy it on a whole different level. that
Yeah.
dude he wasn't even a person. He was an entity,
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. It was really incredible. And who doesn't like watching Nazis just get like
Thank you.
murdered?
And since we were just talking about her, we got Mel in the house. What's up, Killa? Yeah, man, just doing my thing, hanging out with my friend Kelly here. We were just talking about Panic Fest because you and G came in at almost the same time. So there's the official. Yeah, for me, we were trying to rank it like even afterwards, like, what did we enjoy the best? What really surprised us? Bury the Bride really surprised us. Spider and Chrissy did a good job with that. And I think it played better in the audience than it did when I watched it at home. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, in his first film that he did the premiere last year, Spider-Man, I honestly, it blows my mind that his first film, and it's like, the name is
Abruptio.
Yes, shot it in 6 days.
Yeah.
And this film they shot in 7 days. I mean, it's like unreal to me. I can't even. But I remember last year him standing next to him, and I was like,
Allegoria. I'm sorry,
Allegoria,
Abruptio.
that's what it is. Yeah,
Abruptio is the one we saw with the puppets on Saturday, which like totally messed with my head.
Yeah, Allegoria.
Allegoria. Thank you, Mel.
I remember. Yeah, I was like standing next to him, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "I've played in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up right now."
Are you serious?
Like,
he was
fine.
nervous?
Oh yeah, super nervous. And honestly, like, so then we watched the film. I loved Allegoria. I thought it was so good. And I so badly, I was so badly wanted to go to and be like, listen, this movie is awesome, and definitely, like, I don't know, like, it just really kind of blew my mind. I mean, I liked his one this year, Bury the Bride, but I loved Allegoria, and he was so nervous, but
I think that would have been fun to see last year with that audience, because there is nothing like, for those of you who don't have a smaller local theater where the people who attend movies there, like events, marathons, are real movie fans and like know their stuff, and there's a bar and there's like a certain level of acceptable debauchery, and to see a movie with them, whether it was Renfield, Bury the Bride, Evil Dead Rise, just like people roaring in a movie theater, and not from being like too outrageously and outlandish, but just really digging a movie, it gives a total different experience than if you watch it on Blu-ray or watch it with your family. It's not going to be the same. So every time I watch something now, it's like, it's not the same.
Yeah, Panic is great too, because we have a lot of the filmmakers that come in too, and so that's like awesome to have them there. Last year, I had never seen Sleepwalkers before, and we screened that, and Mick Garris, the director, was there with us, and I did not know about the mother-son aspect. And I was like, what is happening here? And let me tell you, that was real fun to see in the theater with a bunch of people, ones that had seen it and ones like myself that had not seen it. It was a really fun experience.
But I have to say, with all that level of outrageousness and, like I said, a certain level of debauchery, very respectful.
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
we had Barbara Crampton there, which, oh my gosh, sweetheart.
Oh yeah,
dear,
great. And what a
crushable, very social, very crushable.
Yeah,
and we're there watching From Beyond, and going back to the ball gag. She's on the screen, 80 feet high, BDSM attire, not one catcall, not anyone being disrespectful during those scenes. Everyone just clapped at the end. I think I was either talking to Justin or Garrett, and I'm like, that's classy.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the movie, we
I'm
were
pretty
like
sure
hooping
she's
and
topless
hollering.
in that movie too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
I need a
And
drink of water
I
from
did
you saying
notice
that.
that you brought up the ball gag again, KB. So if you do want to talk,
I also brought up Barbara Crampton, so we could go in either direction. It's all good.
True. That's true.
It's all good. I got my pictures. Not the ball gag, but Anyway, yeah. Sleepwalkers, love Stephen King. For real,
Ooh.
for real.
Yeah.
Alice Creed, yeah. It's a good one. Especially
When
if
they
you
were
haven't seen it.
dancing in the beginning of the movie, the mother and the son, they're dancing. And I looked to my friend Dana and I was like, what's going on? And she was like, oh, just wait. And I was like, okay.
Yep. Oh my gosh. We were talking about Alamo. How did you get involved with them as far as like doing work and so forth? And
with Alamo?
Yeah.
So it's all about who you know and networking and stuff like that.
Of course.
My friend Ryan Davis, he was the head of marketing and doing
Hi, Tony.
and programming for Alamo. And before that, he had a website called Lost in Reviews, and they would cover music, movies, stuff like that. And so we had a mutual friend. They were looking for a photographer to cover shows, so I started shooting music for them. So I would go and I shot like, I don't know, a ton of, I don't know. I was out like 4 nights a week shooting like big bands like Tool and like, I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah.
That was back when I was like in my 20s and could still do stuff.
Single.
Like yeah, single
Childless.
in my 20s, like could go out 4 nights a week shooting music and being out all night. And then Ryan got that job with Alamo, and he hit me up.
He was events manager, right?
Yeah, so he did, all the programming and events manager and stuff like that. So he hit me up and was like, hey, would you be interested in shooting events that we have here for Alamo, but also like corporate stuff. So like when Alamo opened in Kansas City, Tim Lee came into town. So I was hanging, like with him and like doing a bunch of like promotional stuff with them. And then, and so then it just became this thing where, all the events, which there was like one a week, like, I was there all the time. I miss Alamo a lot.
Me too.
I was there probably 3 nights a week, like just watching movies or like shooting movie, like whatever. When I met my husband, like I was like, hey, I love movies. So,
do you?
Yeah, like hope you do, because we're gonna be at Alamo a lot, and so he got kind of thrown into that too. But I mean that's how I got in with Alamo, and it was just, I don't know, got to meet a lot of cool people doing that too. I got to see some weird, I mean, man, one of the weirdest things I've ever been a part of was Crispin Glover he had 2 movies that he had directed back to back. And I like weird stuff, but this was like bizarre. And he was something else, let me tell you. So
yeah, I've heard he's more than a bit eclectic.
And I can't even remember the name of the movies, to be honest with you, but
this was post Willard. This was after Willard.
Yes,
okay.
Post, I actually forgot about that. We were just talking about this now, but it was bizarre for all of us. It really was. I don't even know how else to explain it, but I like weird people, and like that's great, but like he was like on a whole nother level. I don't even know. I think he's super talented. The movies were, I don't know, uncomfortable to say the least, and he was just, I don't know. So
okay, so let's flip that and say, what was your favorite event or movie experience there?
So Oh man.
And I think it was Star Wars episode whatever that is, 7. The first one with
The
Rey.
first new one that came out.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I can't even remember the numbers. I'm like the first new one, the second new one. I don't know. Yeah, that was that. So one of my favorite events was Everybody Wants Some. When that movie came
Yeah.
out, all the guys in that came through, and they
Oh,
were doing
wow.
like a press thing, and off the heels of South by Southwest, so they came through. So we got to hang out with all those guys, and that was really fun. They were super nice, and one of my favorite. Well, I don't know. I think like Green Room, they screened Green Room, and I think it was Joe Bob Briggs came and did like a thing for
Nice.
that, and so that was cool. That was really fun.
That's a favorite movie of this community here. We love that Green Room movie.
Green Room is incredible.
Yeah.
That was a movie that I went in blind. I had no idea. Like I was just like, yeah, let's go. Like let's go watch this. And I was just
Patrick Stewart, man. Patrick Stewart.
I mean, yeah, Green Room is incredible. So
we have
I mean,
a comment.
Huh?
Go ahead. Oh
no, I just like we had so many. I mean, there were so many great events at Alamo. Movies. What I loved about Alamo was being able to see some of my most favorite films that came out either before I was born or when I was little, and did get to see them on the big screen. Yep. And that's something that Screenland's doing too, which I absolutely love. But it's really special to be able to see those older movies that you never got to see in a theater, and then like, be able to see them later.
True. So apparently Boston is getting the Alamo location. That's good.
You guys are gonna love it.
I know. Right now, the closest one to us is Springfield.
Yeah.
Down where my friend Nathan Jones lives.
Yeah.
My Canadian friend Melissa, Alamo Drafthouse is a franchise of movie theaters. They were one of the originals to do the whole, like what AMC calls the fork and screen, where you could watch a movie, have an adult beverage, and eat without leaving your seat. The thing that really makes them stand out is that they specialize in doing retro screenings. So they'll do something like maybe show Jaws in 16 millimeter, the way they saw it in 75. Or they might show you Ferris Bueller, and it's advertised as a quote along. So you're supposed to quote the movie as you go, but you're doing it with hundreds of people doing the same thing, which is awesome. Well, like Kelly said, you get a chance to watch something from when you were young or something before your time. So, yeah, it's
they also do in the spring and summer. They do a lot of what they call road shows, which are fun. So you brought up Jaws, and I think in Austin they did a Jaws showing, but they did it at a lake. So you had to like sit in an inner tube in the lake and watch the movie, which is like fantastic. I love that. So they really like try to do an immersive like experience. It's just really fun. I don't know. And the food's actually really good. Like really good. You can drink, you can eat, you can, so I don't know. I love it. I miss it.
I know. We had this one time we went to see the anniversary, same thing, 70 millimeter showing of Full Metal Jacket. And that's when they were really, really tight with Mondo. So Mondo would sell posters, they would sell Blu-rays there, glassware, and they were selling for the Full Metal Jacket. I actually have one. I've worn it here on the show before, but it's a Full Metal Jacket, the poster with just the Born to Be Killed helmet on the shirt. Yeah. So yeah, they would do things like that, or show like Pulp Fiction and have like $5 adult milkshakes. And when they were showing Full Metal Jacket, they had this cherry chocolate chip shake. Oh my gosh, it was like Nirvana in a glass. It was so good. It was so good. If you ever get a chance to hit up Alamo, definitely do that, especially if it's an event night. I know out in San Francisco, they recently showed Killer Clowns from Outer Space on the big screen, which hasn't been done in so long.
That movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was saying here, exclusive merch, posters. Yeah,
Mhm.
they do all that stuff for sure. Um, oh, I was gonna ask you something I just forgot because we were talking about Drafthouse. Um, I really forgot. Oh, I'll ask you one more thing before we get into the five takes.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about Defiance and what's going on. I have this shirt on, so definitely talk about it.
Oh yeah. So my friend Taylor, he was a stylist that I worked on. I shot and directed a music video for a mutual friend, and he was a stylist um, on that music video. And his name's Taylor Rivera. And the Defiance Project was basically just born out of kind of just anger and fear that the LGBTQ community is being targeted so hard lately. He wrote this poem, and we invited a bunch of um, people from the queer community to come and read that. And I got to work with uh, some really great people to shoot and put that together. We also got some actors and people from LA to be a part of that as well. And so it's the Defiance Project on Instagram, and it's basically just a statement to say like, hey, like, me as an ally for the community. I mean, I have some of my nearest and dearest to me are part of the LGBTQ community. So I just was really, I felt really honored to be asked to be a part of that. And it's basically, yeah, them saying like, hey, we're here, we're human beings, and we just want to be treated as such, and we want to live our lives unapologetically, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be. So that is that was what that's how the Defiance Project came along.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that because these days it's way past a matter of beliefs. It's past religious beliefs. It's past political belief. It is now about hatred, and it's about taking away the rights and liberties of fellow humans, not even Americans or whoever. It's
Yeah,
humans. And
yeah, and
if we can believe in anything, believe in humans, believe
right.
in your fellow man.
It's really
So
important to me too, because when I started my own studio, my first and foremost, my number one thing that I wanted to do was create a safe space for everyone to come in and be able to be themselves, and not have to apologize for being who they are. So I have really prided myself on that, and it's I think that I try to put that out on all of my stuff, like marketing and everything. Like, I just want everyone to know that I'm a safe person to be around, and my studio is a safe place. I work with people who have believe in the same things, and I just, yeah, it's hard to think that. I said I've always felt lucky that I was raised by two parents that allowed me to just be myself unapologetically. I never had to act like I was anything different than my ridiculous self, and so I can't imagine living a life where you felt like you couldn't just be your authentic self. So I
yep,
think it's really important that that even as allies, we help push this narrative of just being like, everyone should be treated as human beings, and everyone should be allowed to live
yep,
how they want to live.
yep.
So
All right. You ready for the five takes?
yeah, I'm ready.
I think you overthunk this. Just whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
So we start as we always do with number one. Name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
So it would have to be, like I said before, Ghostbusters.
Yay.
Um, Not to get into my deep, deep love for Bill Murray. I know I'm not the only one, but I think that as a 5-year-old, I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to marry Bill Murray. And she was like, okay. Um, but I was so scared of everything as a little kid. My parents took me to go see Bambi when I was like 4, and it just like my whole world fell apart. And I was scared of everything. The scariest movie I ever watched, the first scariest movie I ever watched, was The Princess Bride. Don't ask. I don't know. I wanted it out of the house immediately. But my brother was obsessed with Ghostbusters. My little brother, he's 20 months younger than me, and he watched it all the time. And it was like, I don't know. We would watch it every day after school. We could quote it. I just loved it so much. And we were watching the version that we had recorded off of the TV on a VHS. So I can still to this day tell you where all the commercial breaks are because we watched it so much. And and I can even tell you what those commercials were.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so, but the funniest thing about that is when I was a freshman in college, I bought Ghostbusters, the DVD, and I put it in, and I was watching it. I was watching it, and it was like I was watching a totally different movie because we had only had the version off of the TV, and there were cut scenes. I immediately get on the phone. I call my brother, and I'm like, when I come home, I'm bringing you this DVD. Like, we're watching it. And he's like, there's no way. And I was like, no, there are scenes in this movie that we have never seen before. And it was just like watching our favorite movie like all over again.
Oh my gosh. And the last time I seen your brother, he was highly inebriated. And you're like, don't talk to him.
That's a whole nother conversation. But yes, he enjoyed himself a Panic Fest. Let's just say
Woo,
that.
did he? It was coming off his pores.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
See, I told you Johnny would be happy with you mentioning Ghostbusters. That's his favorite too.
Yeah. I still will just like say random like quotes from that movie, and the people that I know are my people will get it, and other people are like, what are you talking about?
That's right. This man has no dick. Let's see. Oh, look who stepped in the room. More killer clowns from outer space.
This is a point of contention. This is a point of contention in our household.
This is her husband, Alex, everyone.
I cannot stand that movie. He loves it.
What is it about that movie you can't stand, Kelly?
I don't know. It's just so, I mean, and I like some really bad movies, like some really bad, but I don't know. We're going to get into this later, but like.
Oh, okay. We'll come
yeah, okay.
Nobody starts on a judgment.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines is when someone asks if you're a god, you say yes.
That's right. I am the gatekeeper, yes.
Yeah. And even till I had my two dogs were Lewis. He was named after Rick. Well, his full name was Lewis Dark Helmet. He was named after two Rick.
I was about to say, finish the name.
Yeah, and then Dana. I have Dana Barrett, so I have the gatekeeper and the keymaster.
Well, there you go, Sigourney, right there.
Yeah,
love Sigourney.
What a babe! What a babe!
Sigourney Weaver, Susan Sarandon.
Right I gotta go Sigourney.
I gotta go Susan
when she's
Sarandon.
when she's laying on the top of that building and that like amazing like see-through glowing just all disheveled in her wild hair.
Let's not go there. We have to finish the show. We have to finish the show. Garrett says Born to Be Red. Garrett says great pick. See, now I can't read. You got me thinking about that scene now. Yeah. Stop. Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I'll put on like an old VHS tape and I don't really care about the movie. I probably have it like in 2-3 different formats if it's a favorite of mine, but I skip ahead to the commercial breaks just to get that nostalgia.
I know.
So it good.
Yeah.
Nice tie-in. Yep. Yeah. That's really what Alex is saying, is that you hate clowns.
I actually love clowns.
You hate clown movies.
Well, yeah, we're going to get into this.
What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We're just chilling. Yeah, I know, Mika. Hands down.
Yeah.
It's something about Susan Sarandon, though.
Yeah.
All right, Melissa. I hear you, Sigourney, all the way. All you ladies sticking together. All right, let's go on to number 2. This should be fun. Name 5 of your favorite films.
5 of my favorite films. Okay.
Doesn't have to be just of.
Okay. Do I have 5 here? Okay. I had to erase some. So The Shining.
Is that poster behind you?
Yes, I have a couple. I don't know, these two right here.
Yeah, I love that one.
The Shining. Okay, Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park.
Timmy, where's my man Tim? Tim loves Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
He went to a con this weekend. Not only did he meet Sam Raimi and got to get his autograph 3 times,
love Sam Raimi.
But he also got to sit in the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Nice.
Very nice. What's the other 2?
Pan's Labyrinth. And was that a good sigh?
Oh, that is a great sigh.
Okay.
That's still my favorite Guillermo.
Yeah, I mean, he's brilliant.
Oh my gosh.
And
finish the last one and then we'll talk about one of them.
Okay. Just one of them. Okay. American Psycho.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I just put that on the shelf over there. All right, I'm going to put you back full screen. Oh. I can hear you. Okay. You talk about which one you want to talk about first.
We can talk about Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay. Talk about Pan's Labyrinth.
Well, I mean, I think Guillermo del Toro is absolutely brilliant. I think it was one of those movies one of those films that I think that like really showcased his talent as like a monster maker, like a creator, and like this world, this like dark fairy tale. It was just, I don't know. I mean, there's just something about it that just resonated with me. I saw it on the big screen and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I was just like, this is absolutely brilliant. He's brilliant. Everything about this film is just so good.
Yes. I'm going to bring myself back full screen in a minute. I know, because you just love this. Photographers love when you switch a camera on them. What I was going to say is the genius of Del Toro is he has a way of making you not afraid of the quote unquote monsters by showing you the real life monsters.
Yes.
So whether it's the Spanish captain,
yes,
or the guy, what's his name, Michael Shannon in Shape of Water.
Yes.
He has a way of saying, you're telling little children to be afraid of monsters and fairy tales, but really it's the evil in men that makes us the real monsters.
Yeah.
And since we're all collectors here and in the chat, gotta show up everyone's favorite.
My guy.
Oh, love it.
So love good. It.
Everybody is waiting for them to do a reprint of this because you can't find it and it's so limited that
oh my gosh,
that's
like amazing. Yeah,
$100 for it, which I mean it's really sad when you only paid $20.
Yeah,
but yeah, I hope they never make a reprint of it because I have mine.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, I'm selfish. Let's see what they're saying in the chat because they love your selections. No more ball gag. Let's see. The Shining, yes. Have you ever seen Room 234, that documentary?
Yes, I have. I really wanted to love it and I didn't because it felt too conspiratorial of like, and I was just like,
It went off.
Yeah,
it went off the deep end. Yeah. Okay, you have a friend in Canada now.
Yay! I need more friends.
We got some Guillermo love. Yes. She is speaking our language. Yeah, girl. And American Psycho. Damn, soulmates. Hey. Too many soulmates. Can't have this. You're mixing my chocolate with my peanut butter in here.
American Psycho was one of those. It was funny. I was talking to my dad. I was like, man, I'm having such a hard time sleeping. And he was like, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. And then we were talking and I said, I don't know. I've been going to sleep to American Psycho every night. And he's like, well duh. That could be it. I just love that movie so much, and every time anyone asks me for a business card, I can't not think about American Psycho. It literally will run through my head, that whole like conversation that he
it's
has
not
with
white, it's
himself.
bone colored.
Yeah, so good. It's so good.
It's funny you brought him up because I skipped an earlier comment. Apparently you like to dress up like someone too.
Dress up her dad. Thanks, Dad. That's like it's weird. That is
I
my
can't even
dad.
tell you what the context was, but I don't know why I
Yeah,
skipped
one of
over
my
that.
first shows that I did, I dressed him up and took photos of him. He was part of my conceptual work after dark, and he did
Lovely.
a really, really great job.
I hope he's still in here. Thanks for joining us, Tony. Oh my gosh. What
He
is
has
this?
cultivated my weirdness from the beginning of being since I was a little kid. So
He's my hero. Never met him, but he's my hero. What is this that you're talking about, Johnny? Pappy McPoyle? You gotta come back and tell us what you mean. Yeah, I love that steel book. Yeah, mine too. Mika says one of her favorite steel books in her collection. Mine too. Lionsgate has been killing the game for the last 2.5 years, and it's funny because now the studios are starting to come around and try to make like very similar ones, like Cloverfield. They just came out and they had like the plastic slipcover over the steel book, and a couple other ones. And now Sony is like re-releasing all their 4Ks, but they're gonna throw in like Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. Like I got Cliffhanger. Would I buy Cliffhanger on 4K? No. Would I buy Cliffhanger on 4K in Steelbook with Dolby Vision? Yes. Yes, very much so. Yeah. So let's see. Patrick Bateman, he used aftershave without alcohol because alcohol dries the skin. Yeah. True. That's true. Right, Jim. True. We got the chef in the house. Thanks for joining us. Yes, you could say that about most King books to adaptations.
See, this is another point of contention in our household because my husband will say
please tell.
All day long, The Shining, the novel. He's a huge Stephen King fan, and he's read all of his stuff. He loves The Shining, the novel, and I'm like, Shining. I haven't read The Shining, but I almost don't want to because
it's going to change your view because it is different than the movie. I think the book and the movie of Dr. Sleep kind of brings the two worlds together.
Yeah.
So if you were fans of the Stephen King novels and you hated The Shining, you read Dr. Sleep, and then you saw the movie and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of brings us together.
At the opera that was in Kansas City not too long ago, and it followed the book.
Yeah.
It followed the book. So he was like super stoked about that.
There you go. Fans of Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep is great.
Yeah. I'm with you, Melissa. Read it. It's been years, girl. Just Yeah, definitely. Everyone's favorite question is next. Number 3. Name a popular or classic movie that everybody loves, but you can't stand.
Okay, so I thought long and hard about this because there's a lot of classic movies I have not seen that I'm actually really embarrassed to even talk about, so we're not going to. And I don't know if everyone loves it, but this gets back into our clown situation, but I cannot stand the original It. And I know that it was a made-for-TV movie, but like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Tim Curry? No?
I love Tim Curry. Listen,
I know.
I just think I didn't watch it when I was supposed to, I think.
I get that. I get that because that happens a lot.
All of my friends that are around our age, terrified of clowns. The movie terrified them. They talk about it all the time. And I watched it when I was like 20. I didn't see it.
It wouldn't hit you the same way. It wouldn't hit you the same way.
And so I love the new ones. I think that
Skarsgård killed it.
Oh yeah. I love the cast. I love the way it was shot. I love everything about it. I've watched both of them multiple times, but I
Mm-hmm.
just, man, when I watched the original I was like, can I get these hours back, please? Tim Curry is brilliant, but I just couldn't do it.
At least you're not this guy.
Okay.
That's his answer? Or is that
He's
him
trying
answering
to.
for you?
I have never seen any of the Rocky movies, and that's why.
Oh, we can remedy that.
Yeah, I know. And I love Stallone and I love boxing, and I just don't know why. It's on my list. I'm going to do it this summer. I am going to do it.
Yeah. You guys should come over and just watch
Yeah.
it one night.
All right.
Have a night out. Get a babysitter, have a night out.
Down.
We'll do dinner and Rocky.
Okay.
And the only thing I will tell you, the punching is 1976. So it's like me punching you right now.
Oh,
it's like that.
Yeah.
So
great.
Not really connecting.
Can't wait.
There you go. I hate clowns, but I'll watch that. The book is better as well. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've heard.
Dissension in the ranks. She doesn't like it. What is happening? She does like it. She just doesn't like
I don't like the original. Version. I love the new ones, just not the original.
Rage intensifies because she doesn't like Tim Curry. That's the beauty of this question.
I'm losing everybody. Everybody. They all love me now.
This is the beauty of this question. There has to be. We can't have you just walk off saying, "I love everything about her." It has to be something. You gotta have something.
I had some other ones.
No. If you cross into something I like, we're gonna fight. So what is it? What's the other one?
I don't know if everyone loves these movies either, but man, I had never seen any. And a couple summers ago, I started watching some of them. But the Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. They're ridiculous.
And I'm not a fan of rom-coms. I cannot do it.
You're not that girly girl.
I'm not. And honestly, if I don't like it when movies make me cry, and if they make me cry like if I'm not ready for it, I get so mad. The only movie I will watch over and over again that makes me cry is Interstellar, because I think it's like actually it's amazing and beautiful.
That hits you in the feels, but you're like that with animals too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I live on doesthedogdie.com. Just to brace myself.
Yeah.
For anything.
I have a friend. You can't even like hit a dog
Bambi.
Or anything like
Parents
that.
took me to Bambi when I was 4. If my dad.
It all comes back to it.
Yeah.
It all comes back to it. Love 90s Ed, but I can understand when you first watch it, might have some effect on how you view it. It totally does.
Yeah, for sure. It has to.
Queso.
I don't know.
Johnny, remind yourself she likes Ghostbusters. She likes Ghostbusters.
Oh, I know what 1156. He also read it, and he was very proud of himself for that's how many pages it was. We had to hear how many pages that was.
Oh my gosh.
Time. Yeah. So we're all proud of you.
See, you became best friends with Melissa now.
All
she
right,
hates
perfect.
rom-coms. And and Johnny's a softie too. He cried at Lethal Weapon 4. He didn't say that when we had a conversation, but he'll say it here now behind the safety of the chat room. Have Cheetah will view. Kelly is not a Hallmark fan.
No.
Neither
Hallmark,
am I.
like Hallmark movies?
No, thank you.
No.
Not a fan. Let's flip that. Number 4, name a critically hated movie. As a horror fan, you'll have a lot of these that you love. We know it's not Killer Clowns, so what else?
I couldn't. I really could not come up with one movie because I love like pretty much all bad movies.
Right, but it's
especially bad horror.
Just zoom in on one.
I love the movie Rubber.
Really?
Love it.
Oh my gosh. I haven't seen that since VHS days. That's another t-shirt I need to get. I keep saying I need to get a t-shirt that says everyone's saying hi to each other in the chat, because that happens every time we live stream.
Yeah.
And I need another one that says I haven't seen that since VHS days, because that's me. I've forgotten more movies than I remember.
Wait, what Rubber are you talking about? Because I'm talking about the one that came out in like 2011.
Oh, what?
About the telekinetic tire that blows up people's heads.
What the?
Wait, is that like a deep cut? I don't know. People that in the horror community know what Rubber is, and a lot of people don't like it.
Okay. mind blown.
Okay.
Anyone in the chat
I'm
know
introducing you
about
to something.
Rubber? The movie Rubber? Let me clarify that. Does anyone in the chat know about the movie Rubber? You said 2011?
Yeah.
2010?
I also really love Birdemic.
That I've heard of. So Rubber is a horror comedy, a homicidal car tire discovering it has destructive psionic power, sets its sight on a desert town, once a mysterious woman. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
That sounds crazy. Yep, it's on Tubi. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Tubi.
It's really beautifully shot, and it's a whole commentary. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's really
that's the photographer in you coming out.
It has a whole nother like underlying commentary to the whole thing.
Oh
so
my
just
gosh.
trust me and go and watch it.
It's beautifully shot, everyone. Oh my God.
Birdemic is absolutely terrible. Birdemic is absolutely terrible, but I love it.
I love the way you try to justify that. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. So I still don't know what I was thinking of.
Were you thinking of like I don't even know.
Okay, no, I don't know. I'll figure it out. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. Rubber is in the name. I remember rubber being in the name. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Let's land this plane because people are already thinking ball gags and everything else. So
and rubbers. It's
yeah. She better not say killer goats. You don't know about killer goats. Yeah, you don't need that part of your life.
Wait, isn't there one of like about sheep?
Lamb.
No, not lamb. There was one about killer sheep or goat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Killer Tire. Mel knows, of course. I don't know what movie KB is referencing, but I know Kelly is speaking of Killer Tire.
Yeah, it's great.
Rubber's cool. I've heard of the one she's referring to. And then, of course, Birdemic, yeah.
Yes, Holland Oates is my guy.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in his collection too. Eric has a very eclectic.
Yeah.
I know Rubber, haven't watched it. Alone in the Dark, that's a good ass movie. Rubber, ball gags, another great KB conversation. See, it all comes together. Yeah, that's it. I was thinking of the ball gag. You got me. What's up, Mark DTS? Thank you for joining us. Beautifully shot. Birdemic should simply be shot.
This is one of my movie friends, and we talk about yes. See, we both talk about Rubber all the time and how it's beautifully shot. And I'm trying to get him to like Birdemic, but it's never gonna happen.
Not happening. Has anyone seen Deathbed? The bed that eats. It's literally about a bed that eats people.
No, but I'm on it.
Y'all be watching some crazy shit.
I just watched the movie. I just watched the movie Slacks. It's SLAXX, and it's about a pair of pants that kill people, and it is awesome. It's funny, actually. I mean, how could it not be? So
right.
I told you, I like all bad movies, pretty much.
I see that. I'm waiting for Vinegar Syndrome to put that out now, or Severin, or one of them. Oh my gosh. Before we land this plane, I want to thank everyone who's been hanging with us in the chat and stayed and made jokes and had a good time. This has been a good time, but as we get ready to land the plane, I ask you our fifth and final question. Who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
I would love for you to interview one of my dearest friends, Tim Canton. I think that you would have a great conversation.
You mean now that we know who each other is?
Yes, now that I've introduced you and you guys know, but he is one of the most creative people I have ever met, and you know, he is the one that started Panic Fest. We go to South by Southwest every year. We had a podcast there for a while together, and literally just, you know, one of the funniest, most creative dudes on the planet. So I really think you should interview him. So let's work on that.
Yes, let's work on
Yeah.
that, because normally this is the time where people hear me writing things down, but I don't have to, because there's his name already on my list.
Yes. Perfect.
Yes. And I'm telling you from now, although I have you on now, I'm planning something special for October. Last year I did spooky season, where
Yes.
I had people come on and just discuss 5 movies, not necessarily horror movies, but just spooky movies. Something that's spooky to you may not be spooky to someone else. So like
The
Mika, since
Princess
I see,
Bride.
yeah, you could discuss The Princess Bride, but you have to rewatch it in order to discuss it. So like Mika chose Aliens. Some people may not see that as being a spooky movie, but you know, in space no one can hear you scream. That's
Yeah.
spooky.
What a
So
great trailer.
great tagline too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. So good. So
Yeah.
good. Okay. Well, I'm excited. I know. I was when you asked me to come on, you're like, do you want to come on just now or during spooky season? And I was like,
You're
spooky
like,
season. You're like, how about both? And I was like,
both.
ah.
Both. I already have you down for spooky season guest, so I don't know why I'm asking you all like professionally and whatnot. You're already there.
Yeah,
So
I'm there.
it's a given. It's a given. My friend, my dear, my love, thank you for hanging out. Let's
Yeah.
see who else has finished up with the chat. Let's see. The scene Slacks was fun.
Yes.
Attack of the Killer Donuts. I've heard of that.
I have to.
Mika is adding Slacks to her watch list.
Do it. It's such a fun watch.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you.
Yeah, Johnny, it's free on YouTube. There you go. It's bad in the best way. Yeah. Mika, Kara, ladies, if you want to come back and you come up with another 6 to 8 movies to discuss as far as spooky season movies, please do so. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for all the comments in the chat. Really loved it. Let's make Tokyo Psycho. Okay. Spooky season would kill. I'm definitely. I just spoke to Eric today, Miss Melissa. So I'm definitely going to have him on, and you're welcome to join us if you like. I think that would be cool to have you both on.
As a gift to everybody, I'm gonna bust out that ball gag photo. Bring it for spooky season.
Oh, jeez. I'm sure you do.
It's gonna be in the background.
Yeah, that's gonna be spooky. Thank you for checking in. Thank you, Brother Dell. Thank you, everyone who's still in the chat for checking in. Yeah, hell yeah, that'll be fun. I want to thank you.
Thank you for
coming on.
I love you so much.
I love you. Fun. Thank you so much for doing this. And to everyone